To provide some background, Carol is someone who tends to make a big deal out of even the smallest accomplishments. She has a knack for showcasing her achievements, despite leading a rather ordinary life that isn't particularly remarkable. Nevertheless, she goes to great lengths to appear important within our social circles. A prime example of her behavior is the monthly club parties she organizes. It's not an actual club, but rather a gathering of friends and colleagues she invites over. Since they all share the same profession, she refers to them as her colleagues, giving the impression that it's an exclusive group, though in reality, it's simply Carol's circle. These get-togethers have been happening for quite some time, and from what I gather, they mostly involve everyone bragging about their accomplishments over the past month. So, given Carol's tendency to share everything about her life, I wasn't surprised when she got overly excited about Anna's upcoming wedding. David, in a grand gesture, had organized a destination wedding for Anna, complete with a 7-day stay. He knew how much Anna had dreamed of having a special wedding, so he made this generous gift to her. Since Anna had a modest budget, she was careful with every detail, including the guest list. She and Ben had discussed it and, coming from large families, knew it would be a challenge. But they decided to keep it small, focusing on close family and friends. In the end, Anna invited 24 family members, while Ben invited 19 of their closest loved ones, people they were truly close to and interacted with regularly. They were ready to send out the invitations when, unexpectedly, Carol showed up at their home one evening, uninvited. It was already around 8 p.m., and her sudden arrival caught Anna off guard. From the moment she walked in, Carol started insisting on changes to the guest list. Anna found it strange that Carol felt she had any say in who should attend her wedding. To her surprise, Ben was supporting Carol's demands, which made Anna uneasy. When Anna asked what changes Carol had in mind, she explained that she had already promised invitations to some of her work friends, people she often invited to her club events. Carol was quite persistent, even though Anna calmly tried to explain that their guest list was already filled with people who were genuinely close to them. Anna tried to make it clear that each person invited was someone they had a meaningful relationship with, someone they saw and spoke to regularly. Anna looked to Ben for support, hoping he would understand the importance of keeping the guest list to those who mattered to them most, but he avoided making eye contact and, to Anna's disappointment, continued to take his mother's side. Anna explained their reasoning again, hoping she'd understand, but she wouldn't budge. She kept pushing, asking Anna to rearrange things, and it left her feeling completely frustrated and, honestly hurt that both of them couldn't see where she was coming from. Anna showed Carol the guest list, trying to explain that each person was someone very close to them. Anna told her that they couldn't take anyone off the list without hurting feelings, but she didn't agree. She even suggested removing Hannah. This was someone Anna had lived with for several years after college, and she meant a lot to Anna. Carol's argument was that Hannah had recently moved to Dudley, so coming to their wedding in the States would be too inconvenient for her. At this point, Anna was losing her patience. She asked Ben to help her talk to his mother, hoping he would understand why she was so firm about keeping Hannah on the list. Instead, he took his mother's side. He kept saying that they should honor her wishes and invite her friends, especially since she had already told them about the wedding destination. Anna could feel her frustration growing. It hurt that Ben didn't seem to care about Anna's side of things, and she was angry that he seemed to be acting irrationally. Feeling overwhelmed and upset, Anna stormed out of the room to cool off. The next day, Anna woke up with a new plan. If they were going to be inconsiderate about her wedding just to look good in front of their friends, then she could respond in a similar way. Anna called David, who had been so generous in helping them with the wedding. She told him everything that happened the night before, explaining how both Ben and Carol were pushing her to change the guest list. When Anna finished explaining, she made a decision. She told David that instead of trying to change their minds, she would just remove certain family members from her list. She told him she would take him, Emily, and Frank's family off the list. She even suggested that he cancel the wedding gift he had planned since he was no longer invited. Thankfully, David understood her situation and didn't hold it against her. He supported her decision without any hard feelings. When Anna sent the new guest list to Carol and Ben, they were shocked. She calmly explained that by removing those family members, they had lost the wedding venue because David was no longer funding the wedding. She told them that now they either had to find a new venue within the next 3 months or consider postponing the wedding. There would also be new expenses for reprinting invitations and booking places for out-of-town guests. Anna wanted them to realize that the wedding was only happening because of her family's support. Soon after, Carol came over apologizing for pushing Anna to change the guest list. She begged Anna to call David back and invite him and his family again. She even asked Anna to ask him not to cancel the hotel reservations or withdraw his support. In that moment, Anna hoped they both finally understood how their actions had complicated things. Anna couldn't help but wonder why Carol was suddenly apologizing. She had already gotten what she wanted, invitations sent to the group of Carol, fulfilling the promises she made to them. Now she seemed troubled about it, admitting that if the wedding wasn't a destination event, inviting her friends wouldn't be as exciting or special for them. She even said a regular wedding would just be too ordinary. When she expressed these thoughts, Ben finally admitted that he regretted supporting her decision, but Anna wasn't ready to let him off the hook that easily. She reminded him that he shouldn't need things to go wrong to support her on something so straightforward. He apologized again, but Anna made it clear that her decision was final. Even if she invited David back, she knew they wouldn't get his generous gift back. Anna questioned herself, wondering if she was being too stubborn, but deep down she knew she needed to stand her ground. It was her wedding after all, and she had every right to make decisions that felt right to her. Yet Anna couldn't ignore a tiny feeling of guilt. Was she being unreasonable for not reversing her decision? Did it make her a bad person to feel satisfied about sticking to her decision? Still, Anna reminded herself that Carol had pushed things to this point. To give some context, Carol is someone who tends to exaggerate even the smallest of achievements. She has a habit of highlighting her successes, even though her life is not particularly extraordinary. Nevertheless, she makes considerable efforts to appear significant in our social circles. A clear illustration of this behavior is the monthly club gatherings she hosts. While it's not a formal club, it's simply a casual meetup with friends and colleagues. Since they all work in the same field, she refers to them as her colleagues, making it sound like an exclusive group. In reality, it's just Carol's personal circle. These gatherings have been ongoing for quite a while, and based on what I've observed, they usually involve everyone boasting about their recent achievements. Considering Carol's tendency to share everything about her life, I wasn't shocked when she became overly enthusiastic about Anna's upcoming wedding. David had arranged a destination wedding for Anna, which included a generous 7-day stay. He knew how much Anna had longed for a special wedding, so he decided to make this wonderful gift to her. Due to her limited budget, Anna was very meticulous about planning every detail, including the guest list. She and Ben, coming from large families, understood that creating the list would be tricky. However, they agreed to keep it small, prioritizing close family and friends. In the end, Anna invited 24 of her family members, while Ben invited 19 of their closest family and friends, those they truly felt a connection with. Just as they were preparing to send out the invitations, Carol unexpectedly showed up at their house one evening, uninvited. It was already around 8 p.m., and her surprise visit caught Anna off guard. From the moment she walked in, Carol began pushing for changes to the guest list. Anna found it odd that Carol thought she had any say in who should attend the wedding. To Anna's dismay, Ben was actually supporting Carol's suggestions, which raised concern. When Anna inquired about the changes, Carol explained that she had already promised invitations to a few of her colleagues, those she often invited to her club gatherings. Despite Anna's calm attempts to explain that the guest list was already set with people they were genuinely close to, Carol remained insistent. Through all of this, Anna learned that some people will always try to tell others how their big moments, like a wedding, should happen, or who should be included. It frustrates her that people feel entitled to decide things that are so personal. Carol may have had her own ideas, but Anna hopes this experience shows her that it's time to let go of control and let them make their own choices. If she still wants to organize an event, she can plan her own. It's important for each person to be free to celebrate their life's milestones in their own way. Some people have suggested Anna rethink things with Ben, as he initially took his mother's side. It did hurt her, but she feels he is learning and starting to see things clearly now. She knows she's not perfect and neither is he, but they're willing to work together, and that's what matters most to her. On a personal note, life has been busy. Anna's currently pregnant and caring for Noah, so things are hectic. Recently, John and Isabella and Lily decided to stay with them after their cruise got canceled. Their house is small, and while John and Isabella took the guest bed, Lily chose the couch. She could have shared the bed with Anna, but her loud snoring kept them from getting any rest. By the second night, they were all feeling the effects of the lack of space. Then, during dinner, John shared some surprising news that added even more to their already full plate. Life's challenges never really end, but Anna is ready to face whatever comes next. John casually told her that they had invited Max, whom Lily had only been dating for 6 weeks, to come stay with them for the entire weekend. He'd already bought his ticket and was arriving on Friday morning at 8 a.m. This caught Anna completely off guard. She never even met this guy, and he'd only been part of Lily's life for a short time. What upset Anna most was that they didn't ask her beforehand if it was okay for him to stay. On top of that, they didn't have the space for another guest. He'd have to sleep on the couch, which was already tight, and Lily would either have to share the couch or her bed with him. The thought of a stranger staying overnight in her home with Noah sleeping in his own room made her uncomfortable. Feeling frustrated, Anna called Ben, and together they decided to say no to the arrangement. They agreed that inviting someone she never met to stay in their home without even checking with them was disrespectful and just not okay. So, while Anna was at work, she called Lily to let her know about their decision. As soon as Isabella found out, she got very angry. She started criticizing Anna, saying she was overreacting and doubting their ability to judge someone's character. She insisted they would never invite anyone who wasn't trustworthy, even though they'd only known him for a short time and hadn't spent much time with him. The conversation ended with them hanging up on her. Later, Anna found out they had quickly packed their things and left the house. Isabella sent her a text afterward, accusing Ben of turning Anna against them. She said they were leaving, not because they thought they were wrong, but because they believed Anna was being an inhospitable host. According to her, Anna had changed since she'd been with Ben, making her a less caring person over the past 8 years. Days later, they tried to call her again, acting as if nothing had happened. Anna was baffled by how they didn't seem to understand why she reacted the way she did. Anna's left wondering if anyone else might understand their perspective, because to her, her actions felt completely reasonable. She was simply being a responsible parent, not unreasonable or rude. They invited themselves over, and she didn't feel obligated to host them, especially not a stranger. It feels like they couldn't handle the fact that Anna's grown up and is making her own choices without needing their approval. This experience made her realize she needs to set clearer boundaries with them. In her response to them, Anna was honest. She explained that she's not a bad host just because she didn't invite them in the first place. They chose to come, and she made room for them despite the inconvenience. But inviting someone else, a complete stranger, without her knowledge, was crossing a line. She still feels surprised by their reaction, as if they don't understand or respect her feelings and choices in her own home. Setting these boundaries feels essential now, and it's time they understand that her decisions and the safety of her family come first. Their sense of entitlement was disappointing, and it's time for her to make it clear that things need to change if they're going to have a healthy relationship going forward. When Anna decided not to back down and refuse their request to let Max stay over, her family's reaction surprised her. They chose to leave and find somewhere else to stay, but not without attacking her character and questioning her decisions. After seeing how they behaved in her home, Anna realized things need to change if they want to stay with them in the future. There will definitely be some new rules. For now, Anna's decided to take a step back from them and limit contact until she feels ready to reconnect. They crossed a line by inviting someone Anna never met into her home without even asking if it was okay. They didn't ask her. They just informed her that it was happening, assuming she would simply go along with it. They even mentioned noticing that Anna was in a good mood, which shows they knew this might not go over well. It felt like they assumed she'd just let it slide, but this time she's standing up for herself and putting the safety of her family first. Anna knows she's not wrong here. To give a bit more context, Anna's a 35-year-old woman, currently 6 months pregnant with her first child. Ben, who is 38, is away on a business trip and isn't expected back until next month. Being pregnant and still working at the office has been challenging, so this situation with her family came at a stressful time. She felt their actions were inconsiderate, and it's frustrating because she's trying to balance everything while keeping a peaceful environment for herself and her growing family. When Anna first met Ben, his diet was quite plain, largely due to Carol's rigid cooking style. She avoided using spices, sauces, herbs, and even basic seasonings like salt, sugar, and pepper, believing this approach was healthier. Ben had grown accustomed to bland food, but once he tasted Anna's cooking, he was introduced to a whole new world of flavors, far beyond the simple dishes Carol had made. Since then, he has developed a taste for more flavorful meals, and Anna has enjoyed expanding his palate. One Friday, Anna had a strong craving for curry, so she decided to cook a large batch. Normally, she keeps pre-prepared meals in the freezer, but this time, she wanted something fresh. She made extra and stored the leftovers in the fridge, excited to enjoy it again the next day. However, that evening, Carol unexpectedly showed up at their home. While Carol had a spare key for emergencies, her visit was unannounced. When Anna returned home, eager to relax and enjoy her curry, she was dismayed to find it gone and replaced with a dish Carol had prepared. Carol had thrown away Anna's curry, claiming it had spoiled. Anna, who had been particularly looking forward to her meal, couldn't bring herself to eat Carol's cooking, especially since she was pregnant. Not wanting to waste the food, she quietly took Carol's dish and gave it to a homeless person nearby. Unfortunately, someone witnessed her and informed Carol. Before long, Anna began receiving a flood of angry messages, including one from Carol. Ben stood by her, but Anna now wonders if she handled the situation correctly or if she overreacted. In all honesty, it seems as though Carol is trying to exert more control over Anna's life than she's comfortable with. Her actions, coming into their home without permission and discarding Anna's food, demonstrate a blatant disregard for boundaries. The problem here isn't just the food, but the lack of respect for their space and privacy. Carol's uninvited presence in their home, especially when Anna wasn't there, made Anna feel uneasy. It's clear that some boundaries need to be set in order to establish a healthier balance. Anna wants their home to feel like a safe and peaceful place, particularly with a baby on the way. One solution Anna has considered is discussing with Ben the need to set firmer boundaries with his parents. They could start by calmly explaining that while they appreciate their support, they also need more privacy as they prepare for their growing family. Anna is also thinking about more practical measures, like changing the locks or installing security cameras, to ensure their space is respected and their home remains a safe haven for their family. It's never easy navigating these kinds of family dynamics, but Anna believes it's crucial to establish clear boundaries. It's not about being unkind or cutting ties. It's about making sure everyone understands the importance of privacy and peace at home. By expressing her needs openly, Anna hopes to prevent similar situations in the future. After all, their home is their personal space, and Anna deserves to feel comfortable and respected in it. Setting these boundaries now will also help avoid misunderstandings once the baby arrives. Creating a supportive and respectful environment for everyone is essential. For now, Anna is focused on ensuring their home is a safe and happy place for Ben, their child, and herself.